Now back to our setup. We added a reducer. Now we have to work on the actions though, because we need new actions, or at least one new action for now. Start edit. I'll also assign a value of start edit. Now this should be dispatched whenever we start editing, obviously. So let's export a new class which is mapped to that action. I'll name it start edit here too. Start edit. And I need a payload here too, which can be a number, simply the index of what I'm editing. I'll then add it to this bundled export here, start edit. Now with that, we can dispatch it as a start in the shopping list component. There we can use our store and simply dispatch. And now we need to import the actions. So import everything as shopping list actions from /store shopping list actions. And now access new shopping list actions. And there it's start edit. And now here, what I need to do is I need to pass my index as a payload. So that's great, we're dispatching this. We of course also need to handle it now. So in the shopping list reducer, let's register a case for this. Case shopping list actions start edit. Now what do I want to do here? I want to return a new state, obviously. Take the old state. For example, here I don't want to change the ingredients array. I just want to change edited ingredient and edited ingredient index. So let's gather these two pieces of information. Edited ingredient here can be fetched from state ingredients. And there I can simply access action payload, which is the index, right? So this gives me the ingredient I want to edit. And to do this in an immutable way, I'll simply use the spread operator again. So now I can set edited ingredient equal to edited ingredient. Well, and I'll set the the edited ingredient index to the action payload, which is the index I'm passing to that function. So now that is all happening. I got the action, I got the code in the reducer, which will change my state. We got the initial state and we added this trick with the app state to have an easier way of importing that store basically, or using it. Now, of course, dispatching isn't all. We also need to adjust our shopping edit component to take advantage of this new setup, because this old setup here won't work anymore. So first of all, let's get rid of edited item index. We don't really need to manage that here. I'll later change all the other reducers which need the index, because that information already is in the store anyways, right? So we can get rid of that. Edit mode, that is something I need to know. And the edited item, that is also something I need to know here. What I will do now is, I will simply reach out to my store, select the shopping list, and simply subscribe to it. Now here, I want to gather the information about the edited item index and the edited item. So here I get my data, and I want to check if data, and you see I get type completion here, if the index is greater than -1, which means I have selected one. If that's the case, I'll set edited item equal to data edited item, edited ingredient in this case here. And I'll set edit mode to true here. Otherwise, if the selected item is not greater than -1, so if it is -1 or lower, then this edit mode will be set to false. Now we of course also want to set our foreign value here, and the subscription. I want to set this too. I want to hold this subscription, because even though NgRx should manage it for us, right now, to my knowledge, it doesn't. So let's keep that set up where we store the subscription and unsubscribe in ng on destroy. Now, passing the index to some of these actions won't work anymore because we don't have that index anymore. We manage it centrally in our NgRx state or store, hence we shouldn't have any issues accessing it directly from our reducers though, which is what I'll do in a second. So now I got this all set. Now with that, let's get rid of the shopping list service injection here and the import. We're not using it anymore. Actually, we can now delete the whole file because we're not using anything from that file anymore. So let's delete that file. Let's delete it everywhere where we injected it. So here in the shopping list component, there we don't use it anymore. Here in the shopping list edit component, I just removed it. So here in the shopping list component, let's remove it there too. We just removed it from the shopping list edit component. And in the core module, let's also get rid of it there. We don't need to provide it anymore because we don't have it anymore. Let's save it. This works. However, one thing which won't work is that in our actions, I still require the index here for updating and for deleting. For deleting, I actually don't need any constructor anymore. No payload is needed because we store the edited ingredient in our reducers, in the edited index. So now everywhere where I access the payload index, I can now simply access, state edited ingredient index. So let's do this here. We're storing this all in the NgRx state, so no need to reach out to any other place in our application. With that, that should all be set. Let's now see if it works. If we load our application, can click edit here, edit the apples, delete tomatoes, add something new, edit it, back to tomatoes maybe, like that. So that's all working. If I go back to recipes and I add some ingredients from there, now we get an error though. Now this is something we'll fix in the next lecture.